One accident and he lost his ability to move without a wheelchair. But Shankar Ramakrishnan didn't give up easy. The Coimbatore boy kept playing chess and took the silver medal in wheelchair category at the National Championships for Physically Disabled in 2024. Get to know an inspiring story in this interview with Shankar and his brother Sudarshan. I have two brothers with me. On the left of me is Shankar, on the right of me, Sudarshan. Shankar, you're a chess player and you are here right now at the Super Heroes Cup 2026. It's happening in Pune. You played yesterday. I think it was a great fight. You went up in the quarterfinals and then you played, I think, one of the best players of the country in this discipline, Shashikant Kutwal. First of all, tell me how was that experience playing with Shashikant?
Yeah, it was great. I wanted to play against FM or an IM, and I got a chance, but couldn't convert into a win. But it was a great experience.
I think both the games were quite complicated in nature, especially the second game where he probably won. Is that correct? Maybe you can tell us a bit about both those games
Against
against Shashikant.
second game, there was one moment where I could have drawn, I could have fight for a draw, but I couldn't find the only move in that position, and the ending got more complicated, and eventually I lost in the game. Yeah, first game was straightforward draw. There wasn't much I could have done, so it was the game itself was a draw.
Uh, I was very impressed. Also, Shashikant was very impressed because after the game interview, he told me that Shankar is very good. He mentioned that in the first game, he did not give me any chance. I was like, okay, so that was very nice to know. And in the first match of the round of 16, of course, it was very tense. The Armageddon.
Yeah.
I saw towards the end, it's at some point it felt like you were getting very disappointed, and then finally you spotted this checkmate Queen B5
Yeah,
with
Queen
with very few seconds on the clock. Uh, how was the experience playing Armageddon? Was it your first time over the board?
Yeah, this was the first time the bidding and everything. It was first time, so I just want to play a comfortable game. That's why I picked white and I just bid at 949.
So that you get white at all costs.
So I just want to get white at all cost. So yes, I thought I was missing something in that Armageddon. So then I thought at one moment it was a draw. I was on the verge of getting knocked out, so that's why I was a little bit upset there. And somehow I found that B6, B7 win, and eventually I got it.
It was indeed a very nice game. Shankar, what do you take back from the Super Heroes Cup? Like, I think this is one of the few events where this is interdisciplinary. A player of all the categories are playing together, be it visually impaired, physically challenged, deaf and mute, all are together. How was your experience playing here?
It was a very new experience, first time experience. I haven't played against a visually impaired player before, so it was very new, very challenging, and I really enjoyed it. I was coming in. I wanted to just experience. I want to have fun, just play with different players, and just gain something to go back. That's all I wanted. I look forward to when I came here. So I'm happy to go back. Actually.
That's really great to know. And Shankar, if maybe you can share a little bit about your life story. We wanted to know how you got your start in chess. Maybe you can share how did you start playing chess? How was that for you?
Yeah, I started playing around 10, 11 years old, and till 17 years old I was playing. I usually played. Then I met with an bike accident. I didn't play for around 7 years, and then I started my second chess career, I would say, in 2023. So from 2023 I'm playing regularly. I take up online coaching. My coaches help me with on and off the board. So I'm playing regularly every events, and of course my brother and my mom help me with the travels and everything. So with the help of many people, I'm playing chess. So that's my second chess career right now.
And we actually have your brother sitting right beside you. So Darshan, I've seen you in many events. The first I recall was in the CFPD Nationals in 2024. I think it was in Jamshedpur. I saw you there
Yes.
as well. We met. Uh, how is it traveling with your brother? Do you travel with him to all the tournaments? And how do you see his chess journey through your eyes? Maybe you can tell a little bit.
Okay, so regarding the travel part, yeah, I do also work. So for tournaments where he has to travel long or he needs a prolonged support, I just jump in. So I take care of his travel, accommodation, everything, and I'll be there through the whole tournament with him together. So that he's comfortable with his travel and other accessories. So as a chess journey, yeah, I've been with him all forever. So uh, I've seen a lot of patience in him over the years. Not because he's aging, the way he plays chess, and he's also a chess mentor. So I see a lot of patience in him, and he sees his games in a third dimension. Apart from as a player or an opponent, the way he analyzes his games and the way he teaches it to other people, and expecting them to not make the same mistake or the other corrections. So that's something I really see with him as a player and as a human being.
That's such a beautiful answer. Thanks for sharing your perspective on this. How, like, when Shankar started playing chess, was it ever in your mind that okay, one day he'll play so many events and you'll have to travel with him? It was quite early days, right, when he just started playing chess.
In the very initial moments, he was very hyperactive, and at that moment it was all more of local tournaments, and he just started with his FIDE rating and stuff. So at that time it was more that adrenaline pumps in, so he was just focused on the rating more than the gameplay. Now I see a very matured version of him, focusing on the gameplay, the strategy, and I really appreciate the efforts he puts in for every single individual games, the discussion he has, the insights he has. So that's something I'm really proud of on the way he plays chess.
It is absolutely amazing. And how much do you value your brother's presence? Maybe you can share a little bit, Shankar.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, whenever the I don't get a desired result, he bails me out from my upset. He cheers me up, and of course, my mom cheers me up. They both back me up a lot. So they off the board, they help me everything. So I can't just summarize it up in small
Yeah,
words.
yeah. I mean, it's like I'm sure it's such a long, it's such a long journey with so many experiences. It cannot be shared in a few words.
Yeah.
And Samarth, sorry, and Shankar, one more thing I would like you to share. It's a bit of a personal question, but only share if you're comfortable with it. If you can share, how did your physical ailment or disability start? Uh, was it from birth? Was it from a young age? And how that impacted your life? We just want that more and more people who see this interview maybe get to know how this happened.
Can I just summarize it in a brief
Sure.
way? So my physical, I just went with a bike accident in 2017.
Okay.
So I'm a quadriplegic person. So from below the chest, I don't feel anything. So it's just upper limbs and that's it. So I just I make my moves with help of this grip and I
Like the
do
grip between your fingers, you
yeah,
mean?
in between these two fingers. And I do all my like my computer works or my phone, everything with my wrist and my upper limbs. Yeah.
Wow. And how was that transition for you? Because I understand for someone who has these issues since birth, it will be different. But for someone like you, it's like almost changed your life completely. How difficult was it to cope through?
I think that's the 6 7 years gap. I struggled to come out of my room, come out of my home. I struggled to meet people. I struggled everything like outside my even outside my room. So I even took up therapy. I went to consult psychologist to come out of this hardships. And over the period of time, and one then I decided I'll just play a tournament. And that first tournament changed me a little bit because I didn't perform well at all. No, nobody saw me this way. Nobody took me my physical presence. They just came and they just won against me, and that really changed the way. Okay, let us just play chess. It's a even field. Let us start playing what we did before. That changed me a lot.
Wow, that is such inspiring words. I'm awestruck actually, and I'm sure the viewers of this interview will also be very happy to know these stories and to understand the experiences which you went through. Thank you so much, Shankar, and Sudarshan, for sharing all these beautiful insights into your life. I see that chess has changed your life, and I wish that it changes many other lives too. Thank you so much.
And especially shout out to my coaches and my friends for backing me in my hard times. If not for them, I wouldn't be playing right now. I'd be sitting at my home. So shout out to them.
Thank you.